Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for our basic mat class. We're going to start with a tree pose today. Also, you want to make sure you've got a towel handy to do some exercises with the towel. So we'll get Brad to just stand facing camera so you can see his position there. So we're going to start with balancing on the right leg, and you're just going to bring your left foot up into the inside of your right knee. Now if you can't balance well on one foot, then just keep your foot on your toes on the floor and rest your heel against your ankle. And if you can come up a little bit higher, then do, but you can keep the floor just where you can touch onto it if you need to. Now, what we want to focus on with this is trying to keep the pelvis nice and, put them off. And it's harder when you're on a mat, so if you want to do it on hard ground, that's fine as well. But when we're trying to hold this position, we want to make sure that we keep those hips square to the front. We don't twist backward with the left hip. And we're trying to turn that left knee out as wide as you can by squeezing your buttocks, but keep the pelvis square. Bringing the arms up overhead now. We're going to have the palms together, thumbs crossed. Slide the shoulders down and back. Keep that balance, again, with your foot wherever you can hold it. And we're going to keep breathing, and we're going to try and close our eyes and hold for 5, 4, 3, no peeking, 1, and release. Excellent. Changing to the other side, release the hands. Balancing on the left leg, bring the right foot up to the inside of the knee or just as high as you can manage. So if that's just resting on your ankle, that is fine. Abs on, squeeze both glutes, pinch a $100 bill in between the butt cheeks, and we're going to bring the arms up overhead. Slide the shoulders down and back, lengthen the spine. Find your balance and trying to close your eyes and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Excellent. Now, it's fine if you're a bit wiggly with those eyes closed. It's somewhere to start, something to work on. Obviously, practicing your balance on one leg, eyes closed, is also really good to practice, especially when you're in the kitchen. Maybe do it next time you're waiting for the jug to boil, is a good reminder. Alright, so we're going to line up at the end of the mat there. We want the feet just in line with the pelvis, the pelvic bones, hip distance apart there. We're going into just 3 roll downs here, so a nice breath in as we lengthen through the spine. Breathe out, chin to chest, ribs to hips, navel to spine as we start to curl down. Let those arms hang, let the shoulder blades just melt off the body. Breath in. As you breathe out, roll up, tuck the tailbone under, squeeze into those glutes, use the abdominals to curl up, restacking up through the spine. 2 more. Breathing out, chin to chest, drop down through the ribs, lift the abdominals. Imagine you're bending over an electric fence or a barbed wire fence, trying to keep the stomach up. And as we come up, anchor those heels, squeeze the glutes, and imagine your tailbone's getting pulled down by a little fish hook to your heels. On this one, we'll come onto the mat in front. So we're going to tuck the chin and we're going to roll down through the spine, arms nice and heavy. We're going to just drop down onto the hands and knees for a cat stretch. So we want the hands under the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips in our neutral spine. We're breathing in to prepare, and as we breathe out, we're rounding upward through the spine into angry cat, separating those shoulder blades. Nice breath in here. Breathe out as we drop down. We're poking the tailbone out, letting the lower back dip down, squeeze the shoulders down. And exhale again. Scoop up through the abs, squeeze the glutes. Breathe in and expand the back like a hot air balloon filling with air. And breathe out, tailbone out. Let the hips stretch, let the glutes stretch. Breath in. One more time. Breathing out as we lift. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Imagine someone's hoisting your ribs up by a harness. Breath in. And breathe out, releasing down. Last time, tailbone out, slide the shoulders down, and then find your neutral spine position and hold. From here, keeping our neutral spine position, we're doing a thread the needle. We're going to extend the right hand right out on a horizontal line. So we're going nice and horizontal. Now, as we breathe out, we're going to keep the left arm straight. We're going to thread the right arm under the body, just as far as you can go, keeping the left arm straight. Breathe in, open back up to horizontal. Breath out again and release through. Breath in, open back to horizontal. Last time, breathing out. Breathing in, right back out to horizontal and then down to the floor. Onto the other side, breath in, open the left arm out. And exhale, thread under. Keep the right arm straight, just go as far as your shoulders can take you. Breath in, out wide. And breathe out, navel to spine, rotate through the ribs. And breathing in as we open. Last time, breathing out as we wrap around through the shoulder blade. Inhale, open wide. And back to the floor, and then sitting your bottom down to your heels for a shell stretch, just taking pressure off the wrists, giving them a little shake out as Brad is doing there if you need to. Alright, we'll next be going into a set of our plank holds. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 seconds up on the toes, but if you do need to stay on your knees throughout or take a little break right down onto the floor, that's fine as well. So we're going to start just on the knees, just lining up your position. So from here, when you're in a good position on the knees with your head over your hands and your elbows under your shoulders, you should be able to tuck your toes under, and now just push up onto those feet, pushing those heels back. Squeeze the glutes, and we're holding for another 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down to the knees, hold your form, engage those abs again, tuck that tailbone, squeeze those glutes, and back up onto the toes again. It's fine to stay on your knees if you have to. Don't want to feel any aching in your lower back. That's very important. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the knees again. Keep your composure. If you need to take a break right down to the floor now, that's fine. And last one, if you're with us on this last one, congratulations, that's awesome endurance. Keep squeezing those glutes, holding for another 6, 5, 4, squeeze with the inner thigh, 2, 1, and resting down. Let's go back to shell stretch again. Well done. If you made it through all of those ones on the toes, that's fantastic. Really nice way to build that endurance. Of course, you never want to feel any pain in your back when you do it, so just make sure you listen to your body and adjust your position as you need to. Alright, and then from there, we're just going to come right down onto your stomach. Just going to do some swimming down on the stomach here. Now, if you're particularly stiff through the shoulders and you find it really difficult to lift your arms in this position, you can take your arms more into a goalpost position and just try to do a lift from there rather than up overhead. The main thing you're really looking for is making sure that when you lift each of those arms, that when you lift, your shoulder doesn't hitch up towards your ears. Okay, so if your shoulder hitches up, then just take the arms a little wider, see if that helps you to keep those shoulders down. Now we're going to just start with keeping your head down. We're going to squeeze your bum, pull up the tummy muscles here. And then as you breathe out, we're just going to lift your right arm and your left leg. We're breathing in to lower them down and then switching to the other side. Exhale, lifting opposite arm and leg. Breathing in to lower down. Breathing out, lift. Again, slide your shoulder to your hip. Breathe in to lower. Breathe out, connect the shoulder to the opposite hip. Breathing in. We're working on this connection across your back from your lats on one side to your glute max on the other. So it's a big X that helps to support the lower spine. Alright, now after this one, we're going to lift the head and the chest and the arms and the legs. We're coming in, everything's coming into a little hover. And we're just going to kick there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Excellent. And then let's just push up onto the hands and knees. Little shell stretch again before we come back into our sitting position. So from here, keep your bottom on your heels and just roll yourself back up into a sitting position. And then we'll bring the legs out in front. We want the legs to be stretched right out in front. Stack up nice and tall, and we're just going to do some half roll downs, then a little obliques with that. So reach the arms straight out, palms facing in. Breathing in to prepare, and then as you breathe out, tuck your tailbone as we start to roll down. Pausing for a breath in, and breathing out to curl back up and reach forward. Breathing in, stack up nice and tall. Breathing out, rolling down, scooping with those abs. Breath in, hold. Breathing out to return. One more time. Again, as we're doing these, we want to try to really relax the muscles in the front of your hips. Squeeze your bottom a little bit to help with that so you're not gripping, and that will stop you from getting that little round in your spine. So you've really got to learn to relax those hip muscles. Going into some obliques this time, so we're reaching out. We're going to breathe in as we roll back, reach the right hand out, and breathing out as it returns. Breathing in, roll back, left arm reaches, and breathing out as it returns. Now don't over-rotate, we're doing two more. Don't over-rotate. If you're reaching and then you start to go too wide, you'll sort of start to rotate off axis, or you'll start to grip with your hip muscles. So just go to where, one more each side, grow. Two more each way is what I meant. And then rolling and reaching and coming back through. Lovely. And now stretch forward. Just rest your hands onto your legs and use your hands to assist you forward into a little bit of a stretch. And then re-stack up. And we're going to make our way down onto the mat nice and slow. We're going to try and go down over 10 seconds. So breathing in to prepare. As we breathe out, we're starting to roll back for 10, 9, 8. Really focusing on trying to get that lower back down. 5, 4, 3. Reach with those arms. 2, 1. And release. And let those arms stretch over the head. Just relax into the stomach. We're not rolling back up. So just relax and take a nice breath into the belly. Yep, let that stomach expand and stretch. And then starting to bring the arms back down by your sides. Okay, now we're just going into some pelvic bridges. So we're just going to start with the knees bent. Arms are down by the sides. We'll add an arm lift with this one. So we're going to be breathing in to prepare. Breathing out, we'll tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes and lift up. As we breathe in, bring the hands up. They can go all the way over your head if that works for you. And breathing out to roll down through the spine. Breathing in, the arms come back down. And breathing out again, squeeze, really work into those glutes as you lift. Inhale, the arms come up. And as you roll down, keep the chin tucked in and drop down one vertebrae at a time. Breathing in, the arms return. One more time. Exhale, glutes on as we lift. Inhale, and we reach. And roll down through the spine. And then bring the arms back, down. Okay, now from here we're going to go into some little steps with these. It's going to challenge the hamstrings. So if you are a little bit crampy in the hamstrings, just take a break, maybe just do some regular bridges rather than the steps. But we're going to roll up through the glutes again, lifting into our bridge and hold. Now from here, we're going to take 2 small steps with each foot towards your bottom. So little steps in, 2 steps each foot. Excellent. And then we're going to go 3 steps forward. Nice little steps. Excellent. And then 3 steps back. Good. Now try to keep those hips nice and steady, watching we're not twisting or tipping, and 3 forward. And then last time, going 3 back. Working into those glutes and hamstrings, and then rolling down through the spine. Excellent. Now from here, if you have got that towel handy, you're going to use that for a little hamstring stretch. So making that towel nice and long, we'll just bring the left foot in, holding on to the lengths, and take the right leg down flat. With that knee nice and straight, we're going to add in a little roll up with our keep always wanting to say circle, but with our towel. So we're going to keep that knee nice and straight. We're going to breathe in to prepare. As we breathe out, we're going to tuck the chin towards the chest. We're going to press that heel down and away to roll up. Breath in at the top. And breathing out, we roll back down again. Now, if you do struggle with this one, you may just need to come up to the top and then just do some half roll downs rather than all the way. Or just take your time and enjoy a nice hamstring stretch if you are struggling to make the curl up. Last one on that side, rolling through. And then rolling it down nice and slow, reaching out through that heel. And we'll change the legs over, so bring the right foot in and resting down. Have a little stretch, just warm up those hamstrings into that stretch. Breath in to prepare and breathing out chin to chest as we start to roll up and press the heel down and away. Breath in at the top and breathing out as we roll back down, nice and steady. Breath in again and breathing out as we roll up. Squeeze into the glutes to press down and away. Breath in and breathing out to roll down. And last one here, we're going to roll up, squeezing into the glutes, but this time we're just going to hold here. We're going to unhook that foot and we're going to bend the knees. We're going to just now tie the towel above your knee around your thigh. So maybe go under first.
Actual tie knot.
Yeah. Actually tie a knot. Hopefully your towel's long enough to tie a knot. If not, you can cross it over and just hold on to the ends.
We can't tie a knot.
Okay, so we can't tie a knot, cross it over, hold the ends, that's fine. We're going to tuck your feet in a little bit closer and we're just going to slowly roll down to the floor. Now once we're down there, we're going to bring those feet in towards your bottom and we're going to do some pelvic bridges, but we're going to be using that towel to press out to activate our glutes. So we're going to start with the feet fairly close together, knees fairly close together, holding on to the ends of the circles, or if you've managed to tie that, that's great. If you've got a bit of resistance band, you could also use your resistance band for this as well. So from here, we're going to squeeze the glutes, press out against the band, resist with your arms and lift up. Hold there. As we exhale, we're pressing out, breathing in, release. Breathing out, press out, breathing in, release. Now we're really wanting to activate through with those glutes, so really working on that glute activation. Bit of arm work here now as we're holding the towel steady. Last one. Excellent. Hold for a breath in and then roll down through the spine. Good. Another little set here. So you don't slide off your mat. Feet quite close in towards your bottom and exhale. Hold the towel. Press the knees out as we lift. Good. Hold steady. Breath in. Exhale. Pressing out. Squeeze the glutes. Breathing in. Release. Breathing out, squeeze, and release. And go 4 more. Activating into those glutes. Keep the arms strong here. Shoulders pulled back. And last one. Excellent. And then roll down through the spine. Well done. Again, we just release the towel here. Brilliant work. We'll just go into a little bit of ab work here now. So we're going to bring the hands in behind the head. We're going to keep the legs still for now and breathing in to prepare. As we breathe out, we're just curling up into some ab prep. Ribs to hips and breathing in to lower down. Breathing out as we curl up, ribs to hips and breathing in to release. Exhale, ribs to hips to crunch. Inhale, release. And 2 more. Brilliant height there with Brad. You can see he's really curling his shoulders up. And release. Okay, now from here we'll bring the legs into tabletop. We're going into an oblique twist. So as we exhale, we're curling, twisting to one side, extending the other leg. Breathing in as we come down. Exhale to the other side. Go to 3 more each way. Exhale as we twist. Lengthen the elbow back behind you. Think rib to opposite hip as we reach. And try not to let the hips tip and roll. We've got 3 more to go. Lovely, good. Coming into the final set now. Again, trying to keep those elbows nice and wide, but don't force them. And reach. Excellent. And then taking a rest. Hug those knees in. Let them circle around. Beautifully done. All right, now we'll just go into our hundreds with the next ones. Now, we'll add in our single leg stretches with the hundreds, but if you do want to just stick with tabletop, that's fine. We'll be breathing in with the left leg extended. We'll be breathing out with the right leg extended. And feel free to keep your head on the floor if you need to or have a rest halfway. So we'll bring the legs into tabletop. Reach the arms nice and long. Take a breath in. Exhale, curl up, left leg lengthening, breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5 and switch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Left. 2, 3, 4, 5 and right. 2, 3, 4, 5 in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw that navel into the spine and in and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep those arms reaching nice and long. Excellent. 30 more. Keep those shoulders curled up. Neck, chin tucked, but neck soft. And out. Last set. And reach. Excellent. Hug those knees in and resting down. Well done. All right, we'll stretch out the stomach by rolling over onto the tummy. We'll go into some swan extensions. So starting with your hands either side of your head, or if you're a bit stiff, you can take them a little higher up. And if you only want to go to your elbows, again, that's fine. If you can push all the way up through the hands, that's great. So we're going to do it in 2 breaths. We're going to breathe in to roll the shoulders back, come to the elbows. Exhale, press the rest of the way. Inhale down to the elbows and exhale all the way flat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, back to the elbows and all the way down. Let's do 4 more. Try not to let the chin poke out. Just want to imagine as you're coming up, like you start, like as if there's a little ant under your nose, and you slowly follow that ant as it runs away from you and up to the corner of the floor and the wall. And down. Good, last one. Breathing in halfway. Exhale all the way. Scoop up the abs. Down to the elbows. And then down flat. Excellent. And then we'll roll over onto your right hand side to do some glutes. So we're on the right side. We're going to start with clamshell. So we want the right arm extended and we just want the knees tucked up. Feet are in line with your body. And the hips are at about a 45-degree angle. Make sure those hips are nicely stacked and we've got a little bit of space between the waist and the floor. Heels are together but hovering a little off the floor, just a centimetre or 2. Breathe in to prepare and breathe out as we turn up the top knee. Breathing in as we lower it back down. Use that exhale for our squeeze and lift. Breathing in to release. Be really careful that the pelvis isn't rolling backward, and you can put your hand on your hip if you need to make sure that that stays nice and steady. And keep that length, the knee coming out over the underneath leg, trying to lengthen through that thigh. We'll do 2 more. And on that last one, we're going to hold the position. We're not going to pulse, we're just going to hold for the count of 10, 9, keep breathing, 7, keep that height, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. We're going to stretch both legs out. Going into a staggered leg lift, and this is going to really work your inner thighs and your side flexors in your back, so your back and your oblique muscles. We're going to use your top hand for a little bit of balance, but again, don't let your shoulder do the work. Breathe in. Your first leg just lifts up to hip height. As you exhale, that bottom leg's going to lift up and join. Hold for a breath in and breathe out to lower. Breathing in, first leg comes up. Shoulder relax. Exhale, work through those inner thighs. Squeeze the glutes and release down on the exhale. And 3 more. In, exhale, glutes squeezing. Hold for the breath in and release. Last 2. Breath in. Exhale, feel that work in the side of the body here and release. But keep that length. Don't shorten the waist too much. Inhale, last one. Exhale, keep the length. Hold and release down. Point your toe. Lift your top leg just up to slightly above hip height this time. Going into 10 circles in each direction. So small circles as we go into those circles, since we're doing 10 of them. Really keep that length into the waist, and again, only make that circle as big as you can keep the pelvis nice and steady, and we're not tipping and rolling and not being forced to use the shoulder and the arm for that balance. Excellent. Keep lengthening out and then change direction. Again, try to keep the squeeze into that lower part of the glute as well. Keep lengthening the waist. Make sure you haven't dropped the right side of the waist down as well. You're still creating a little bit of space there. Really trying to reach beyond your underneath leg. Excellent work, and as we've come to the end of our circles, resting down, we'll turn over onto your back for your glute stretch. So we work the left leg, we're going to bring the left foot up over the opposite knee, and then try to hug those legs up towards you by bringing your hands around your right thigh. However, if you're already getting a stretch with your foot on the floor and you can't lift them up, then just stay where you are. Really work to try to press that left knee out to the side, but without letting your hips or your bottom swivel on the mat. Right, a few more seconds, and then we'll release down. Lovely. We'll get Brad to move his head down to the other end. So we'll be lying on your left hand side now to work your right glute. Left arm should be extended out above your head. A little pillow or roll towel between your ear and your shoulder. And we've got those hips tucked to 45 degrees, feet in line with the body as well. Lengthening the waist, lifting the lower ribs, and that's going to help you use your obliques on your left side as well. Keep your heels together, but float them a little off the floor, just in line with your tailbone. And then lengthen the top knee and exhale to lift. Inhale and lower. Keeping those abs on. Try not to let the lower back arch. Slight tuck in the tailbone as we're doing these. Exhale as we lift. Inhale to lower. Again, make sure the neck and the shoulders are nice and relaxed. Keep the connection of those heels. We'll go 2 more. Good. On the last one, we're coming up. Keep the tuck. Hold the lift now. Keep the height as we count for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Don't let it drop. 1. And release down. Stretching both legs out to go into our staggered leg lift. So the hips should be nice and balanced. Again, you will need your top hand for some balance, but really draw that shoulder down to your hip. Connect it with your core. Breathe in, top leg lifts. As we exhale, that bottom leg lifts and connects. Close the daylight between them and release down together. Breathe in, top leg lifts. Exhale, bottom leg lifts. Hold for the breath in and release down. Breathing in, first leg comes up. Exhale, second leg. Squeeze those glutes and exhale, release down. 2 more. Inhale for the first leg. Exhale for the second leg. Work those obliques and release. Last one. Inhale. Keep that tuck of the pelvis. Hold for the breath in. Squeeze those inner thighs and releasing down. Point your toe and just lift your top leg just above hip height here. Yep, a little higher there. Yep, good. And then we're keeping that length as we circle. We're doing 10 circles in each direction. Imagine that you've got a little bit of chalk on your big toe and you're trying to do that circle on a blackboard, which is just out of reach, and really trying to lengthen beyond your underneath leg for that circle. Again, make sure that that top shoulder staying relaxed and we're squeezing the glutes, changing direction. Good, keep tucking in through those abs, pulling those ribs down to connect with the core, and keep lengthening through the body. That will help you to stay balanced. And when we do our 10 circles in each direction, hold and release down. And we'll turn over onto your back for your glute stretch. So on the back, we'll bend the knees and we'll cross the right foot over the left knee. And then try to hug the left thigh up towards you for your stretch. And again, as you're doing your stretch, trying to get the knee turned out.
It's good there. You're pushing me out of the stretch.
Oh. So you're locked into that stretch. Again, you should feel that stretch deep into your hip and your glute. If you're a bit tight through the hamstrings or inner thigh, you might feel it in through there as well. Another 3 seconds. Excellent. And down. All right, and then we'll just have the feet together, knees together, bent. Arms are out to the sides. Okay, now if you haven't got a lot of space, it's okay if they come down a little bit lower. Anywhere from 45 degrees to 90 degrees is fine. So from here, we work to imprint the spine a little bit. Connect the ribs to the hips. We're going to breathe out as we roll the knees to one side. Let the head turn the opposite direction. Hold for a breath in here and breathe out, abs on as you return back to the center. If you don't need the pillow, you can toss that aside, sorry. And exhale, we go the other way. Head turns the opposite direction. Pause for the breath in. Exhale, use your obliques to pull back to the center. Breath in and exhale. Make sure that the outside ankle lifts off the floor so your ankle bones and your knees are going to stay connected together. And exhale as we rotate, opposite shoulder stays down. We look towards that hand, take a breath in, use the abs and pull back to the center. Imagine you're resisting against that rotation. One more each way. Exhale as we twist, working our obliques but also getting a bit of a stretch through the back, through the chest and shoulders. Last one. Breath in and exhale, return. Lovely. From there, we'll just go over onto your hands and knees to come back up into standing. So from there, you want to tuck your toes under and press back up onto your feet. Walk up towards your toes. Keep the chin tucked in and then slowly roll up, tucking the tailbone under as we roll up and restack through the spine, roll the shoulders back. Now we're just going to do a couple of breaths here, a couple of shoulder rolls. So nice breath in as we lift and roll the shoulders. And again, nice lift and roll the shoulders. Good. Now make sure you've got some space behind you for the next one. We're going to bring the arms right up overhead. And then we're going to follow the right hand. Follow that right hand back and circle all the way around and up to the top. And then left hand. Follow that around. Follow it with the shoulders. Follow it with the hips. And return. And then both arms are going to circle. We're going to squeeze between the shoulder blades. And release. And we're all done. Thanks for joining us.